Just wanted to jump on here real quick and to give you a few tips on my ABC method. Nothing changes until you change. So, nothing changes until you change. Nothing changes until you change. But that's really not going to happen. Change is not going to happen until you're aware of what you got to change. So what are you aware of that you got to change? And matter of fact, what are you aware of that you're not aware of that you're avoiding? But sometimes you can see stuff, but you can unsee it at the same time. But you can still see stuff and avoid it and run from it. So you got to remember, you can't unsee what you see, because once you see it, you see it. Once you see it, you see it. Ain't no way getting around what you seeing. For example, somebody told a lie. A lie is a lie. You can't unsee the lie no more. Somebody cheating. You can't unsee the cheat no more. Somebody disrespecting you. You can't unsee the disrespect no more. You can't unsee that. So nothing changes until you change. But you got to be aware of what it is so you can change. So nothing changes until you change. But you really can't change until you are aware of what you got to change. So I teach the ABC method. It's called awareness before clarity. Before you can change anything, you have to be aware of it. You have to see it. So if you can't see it, you can't sit in it. And if you can't sit in it, you can't, make a final and a clear decision. You can't sit down. You just can't. You can't sit down and pause if you're not aware of what's going on with you. So you can't unsee what you see. Nothing changes until you change. But awareness is not the only place that you should stay at. Just because you're aware of something right now, don't mean you should just sit there and just avoid it. No, you have to address it. You have to address what you are aware of. But like I said, a lot of people avoid it. We see stuff, we avoid it. We avoid what we see. We avoid the truth. We avoid it. I don't know. I would probably say we avoid it because it's so painful. It's so painful that we really don't want to see it. And because when you are avoiding things, you are putting yourself, I would say you're putting yourself in a pattern of not addressing things. You're putting yourself in a pattern of not addressing things. And when you're not addressing things, you can't fix things. You're going to continue to take that same avoidant behavior, that avoidant pattern. You're going to take that everywhere you go. So if somebody disrespects you, you're going to overlook it. Oh, no, they didn't disrespect me. No, you saw it. You not only did you see it, you felt it. You had a feeling that something just was not right. You was aware that something wasn't right. And you like, hey, you're not going to be talking to me crazy. You're not going to be talking to me crazy. See, because what I teach is, now that you're aware that somebody talked to you crazy, I teach you don't have to be on autopilot. You don't have to crash out. You don't have to snap. What you have to do is be aware that somebody crossed the boundary, and then you sit with it. Because when you pause and sit with it, you can make a clear decision. And when you pause, that's the most important thing that you have. Awareness before clarity. So before you send a text message out, before you crash out, before you say something back to somebody, you have to pause. And your pause is the most important piece of the ABC method. Awareness before clarity. The pause is going to help you. The pause is going to save you. That pause right there, that pause, just that pause. Just stop for a moment. Don't go on autopilot. Don't yap out. Don't crash out. You pause. You sit still. You sit with it for a minute. And because you're sitting with it, you're going to be able to make a clear decision. So once you pause and you sit with that thing, you're going to say, hey, this person disrespected me. Instead of me crashing out, I'm going to sit with it for a minute, because now that I'm sitting with it, I'm going to make a clear decision. So you could have a decision like this. You could say, hey, now that I know this person disrespected me, they was talking to me slick, talking to me crazy, I sat still with it, I paused, I'm going to make a decision. And my decision is either A, I'm going to address that person, B, just cut that person out of my life, or C, ignore it. You got choices. You got some choices to make. And if you do not choose the correct choice, you're going to continue to keep yourself in a pattern. You're going to keep yourself in a pattern. And what you don't want is to continue to be in a pattern and allow that same pattern to interact with everybody. So whoever you interacting with, you're going to have that same behavior, that same pattern. So we're breaking patterns. We're having a reset. We're resetting. We're breaking patterns. We're not going to be the same person. We're not going to be the old version. We're going to be the new version. And the new version of you put in work. The new version come up with a reset. Now, a reset and a restart is two different things. When you restart something, you're just going to start that thing over again. But a reset, what a reset is, you pause, you make a calculated, intentional decision, and you come up with a new strategy because the old strategy didn't work. So that's a reset. A restart and a reset, that's two different things. You don't want to restart. You want to reset, because you have to be strategical now. You have to be intentional with your decisions, because if you continue to restart and keep going over and over and over again, doing the same stuff and going on autopilot, you are doing yourself a disservice. You're not going to prosper. You're not going to grow. You're going to stay stagnant. You're going to stay stuck. You're going to feel stuck. And you're going to try to figure out, why do I keep going through this? Why does this keep happening to me? Why do I keep repeating the same pattern? Why do I keep having the same habits? Because you're not addressing it. You're not addressing what's going on with you. Like I said, you can't unsee what you see. Once you see it, just don't see it. Then you start to do the hard work with it. Just say if you late all the time, you're a person that's late all the time. You always running late. You always running late. And you think to yourself, dang, every time I go somewhere, if I told somebody I'm going to be there at 6 o'clock, I don't get there to 6:15. That's a pattern. But now that you're aware of it, you like, okay, I'm tired of being late. I'm the person they say, oh, he going to be late. Oh, she going to be late. You got to get sick and tired of that particular chatter, because you know that you're a better person. You know that you're a new version. You know that you show up on time. You know that your word is your bond. If you say you're going to be there at 6:15, be there at 6:15. So now that you are aware that I got a pattern, I keep being late, you need to fix it. So now that you are aware of it, you can slow down and you can pause and you can get ready to fix this thing. Now you sit in it. Now that you're sitting in it, you're going to be strategic. You're going to say, what can I do to make sure that if I hold my word and say I'm going to be there 6:15, that I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm not going to lie to somebody else. What can I do to make sure that I'm going to be on time at 6 o'clock instead of 6:15? So now you get a chance to sit down. I don't know how on time. There's no fast way to get ready. Hey, it's not a fast way to get ready, but there's a strategic way to get ready. You can sit up and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to lay my clothes out overnight. So when I get up in the morning, I won't be rushing to put an outfit together. You know what I'm saying? It's a strategic thing to do. That's being aware. You got to be aware that, hey, I'm late, but you got to fix it. You got kids in the morning, you dropping your kids off, because all my kids are grown now. You have to put all their snacks out, they coats, they book bags, all that stuff at the door. You ain't got to be getting up in the morning and you scrambling around and you running around trying to find these kids' shoes, these kids' book bags. You ain't got to do all that. All you got to do is slow down. Be aware that you have a late problem. You have a late issue. You be aware of it. Now that you're aware, you can slow down, sit still, and you can pause. And now when you pause, you can be strategic. You can have a strategy. I'm not going to be late no more. My kids' book bags is ready. I got their shoes at the door. I got their coats and stuff at the door. I'm good. I can just put the kids in their coat and their book bag and their shoes. Let's go. So you have to be aware of what's going on with you. And that's the only way you're going to change. Say nothing changes until you change. But you cannot change until you are aware of what's going on with you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. So I teach the clarity reset system. And how I learned to have a clarity reset, it's a sad story, but it's a true story. My second oldest daughter, she died about 6 years ago. She got killed in a car crash. A kid was going 87 miles per hour and he killed my daughter. So how I came up with, I'm going to say me, because I'm a spiritual being. I believe in the higher power. I would say God said this. ABC, the awareness before clarity. He gave me the ABC method, awareness before clarity. God said, D'Amica, he said, you lost your baby. I'm like, yeah, God, my baby is dead. She not coming back. She gone. She up out of here. My baby gone. He said, okay, now that you're aware that you lost your daughter. He said, what you going to do? So once he told me that, he asked me that question, I sat down. I paused. I went through grief. I'm still going through my grief, but I had to she's been going almost 6 years in November. So the first 3 years I was stuck. I was feeling very stuck. I wasn't depressive. I was just numb. So I was aware. That's that A. I was aware that I lost my daughter. B, before. That B means pause. Before you operate on autopilot. Before you yap out. Before you do anything to hurt yourself, you sit down and you stay still. You pause. That's your most powerful thing that a person can do is pause. So I had to sit. For 3 years, I sat. And I was in disbelief like, damn, my baby is gone. My baby gone. My baby gone. I had to sit with it. So he goes, okay, D'Amica, you aware that your baby is gone. He said, now what are you going to do? So I sat with it. And then I had to come up with a strategic intentional decision. And what I decided to do was roll with God. I said, you know what, God, I'm rolling with you. So I started writing a book. So I wrote a book. It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes & Noble. And my daughter's on the cover of my book. And not only did I start writing books, I started speaking. So I travel to speak. I do workshops. So I had to take the same ABC method, awareness before clarity, and I had to make some final decisions. I had to have a clarity reset. I had to reset my mind. I had to reset the way I was thinking. I had to reset a new strategy without my baby here anymore. So I had to learn how to adapt to a new lifestyle of my daughter being deceased. And that's why I created the Clarity Reset System. Because, hey, hello. How you doing? Come to get us. How you doing? How you doing? So this is what I'm saying, guys. I had to figure it out. I had to come up with a strategy. I had to come up with a plan because I was not going to continue to keep sitting in grief. I wasn't going to continue to keep letting grief have me numb, shut me down. I didn't talk to people. I didn't go anywhere, but I had to have a reset, a clarity reset. I had to have a strategy. I had to be strategic about how I was going to come about my grief. So these are the things that I'm sharing with you guys that I learned to go through my grief. How y'all doing? I'm glad y'all joined. So I created the Clarity Reset System. It's $97 if y'all are having issues, feeling stuck. You're trying to figure out why you keep doing this particular thing and how to stop. I don't know what it is. It could be being late, lying. I don't know what you're doing. It teaches you how to slow down. It teaches you how to pause so you can make a clear decision. And it's $97 and the link is in my bio. So if y'all want to, like I said, get it together and get your reset, just click the link in my bio and get you a reset, because life is so unpredictable. Life is so unpredictable. You know, we don't know what's going on. But one thing I did learn by losing my daughter was to embrace the moment, make every moment matter. Love on my kids more. I have 4 children. One is with the Lord. Love on my children more. I don't care if they calling just to call, pick that call up, phone up, because that might be the last phone call. I don't know. When my daughter passed, she came to the house that Friday night. She got off of work. She came to the house. We talked. She cried. She hugged me. She said, Mama, you always have my back. You always, I'm like, you my seed. I'm always going to take care of you, my baby. And the next day she gone. 24 hours later, my baby dead. So I want you guys to embrace your life. And while you're embracing your life and living in the moment, I want you to start thinking right, making clear decisions, because the decisions that you make now could propel your life, can make your life better. Because if you're stuck and you stagnant and you don't know what you are aware of, you're not going to be able to move forward and get that desired life that you want. You say you want the business. Okay, you say you want to open up a business, right? You know, you're aware that you want the business, but something is stopping you. You don't know what it is, but something's stopping you from opening up the business. And you like, dang, I want to open up this business. Why can't I don't have the money to open? It's always something that's going to come up to stop you from opening up this business. So right there, you have to sit down and be aware. Okay, every time I say I'm going to open this business, I make an excuse. I come up with an excuse that it's not enough money to open the business, or it's just not going to work. Something is talking you out of opening your business. You have to be aware of that. And now that you are aware that it's always something that stops me from opening up my business, you're going to sit down and you're going to pause and you're going to say, hey, what's going on with me? Why do I keep making excuses? Am I scared? Do I believe this is not going to work? Do I believe that nobody's going to support me? You got to ask yourself some questions. The only way you're going to get a clear answer is if you sit down and pause and ask yourself some questions. You have to dig deep. Whatever that thing is, you have to sit down and dig deep. Don't nothing change until you change. And just because you know something and you don't do anything, if you don't act on what you know, you are avoiding it. You are avoiding the truth. You are avoiding what you see. And the longer that you avoid what you see, you are prolonging your healing. You're prolonging your healing. You are prolonging your healing. And you keep saying you want to get better. I want to be better. I want to be better than I was. I want to be better than I was. But being better than you were, it requires hard work. It requires work. And what about a lot of us people, we like to stay on autopilot. If it ain't, what they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Something broke, and you know something broke, and you need to fix it. You need to fix it. But you avoid it. You know something is not right. You not only know it, you feel like something ain't right. Something inside of you go, something ain't right. Now that you know that something ain't right, work on it. Work on it. And you like, how do I work on it? You sit down. You pause. You take a break. Before you do anything, you pause. Before you go on autopilot, before you send a text message, before you cuss somebody out, before you get into the same relationship, different face, you sit down and ask yourself questions. You ask yourself some questions. Why do I keep attracting this type of person? What is it that about me that I keep attracting an emotionally unavailable person? What is it about me that whoever I'm with, they want to disrespect me? You got to start asking yourself some questions. So you with somebody, you pick the same person, an unavailable person, and this person try to disrespect you. So now that you are aware of that, you got to sit with it. And you could be like, you know what? The reason why this person is disrespecting me because I'm disrespecting myself first. Because I am not holding the boundaries. I'm letting people cross my boundaries. These are the questions you got to ask yourself. Because the only way you're going to get clear decisions is asking yourself some questions. You got to ask these hard questions, and don't be afraid to ask these questions. Do not be afraid to sit with yourself, to ask yourself some questions so you can get clear decisions and have a better life, a better outcome. But until you sit down and become aware, you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. You're going to stay stuck. You're going to stay confused. You're going to stay overthinking. You're going to stay in the same pattern. When you going to get sick and tired of just staying? I'm just staying. I'm staying in the same spot. When you going to get sick and tired of just staying in the same spot? Like I said, when my daughter passed, I could have stayed in the same spot. It'll be 6 years in November. I could have stayed numb. I could have stayed stagnant. I could have stayed zombie-like. I could have stayed in that state. But I chose to make a strategic decision about my life. And I chose to speak. I speak. I travel around and speak. I do workshops. I wrote a book. And all this is contributed to my daughter's passing. She loves the color purple. Everything I do, awareness before clarity, clarity reset. I do purple. Everything I do is purple. Purple. That's what she loves. So my website, purple. She had light little green too. So a little green is in my speaker one sheet. So everything that I do is for the honor of the Most High, but to honor my daughter. My daughter may be gone physically, but her spirit is still here. And I'm going to continue to keep teaching people what the Father has taught me. The Father healed me to the capacity to where I can use my mindset to help somebody else on what I'm going through. I'm still going through my grief. I'm not over that. I just took it and channeled it to be something different, into books, into speaking, into workshops, into making a clarity reset system. I just took it and did something different. I'm not going to let something like grief dictate my mindset into where I can't go help nobody else. Hey, you can't change until you change, until you put that work in. So like I said, if you guys feeling stuck, you overthinking, you trying to understand why you had these same patterns, go on my bio, click that link, and get you the Clarity Reset Systems. What it is 14 days. I give you one video per day. It's only 2 or 3 minutes. 2 or 3 minutes. We sit down, we do a practice for 2 or 3 minutes. And the next day, it opens up because I locked it. I designed it to lock. I didn't let the course go. You can go 1 to 14 days quickly. This is not a quick course. This is a course where you sit down and slow down and you pause so you can make a clear decision to be aware about what's going on with you. So day 1, we're going to do 2 or 3 minutes of the video. Then that unlocks on day 2. So day 2, you're going to do a 2 or 3 minute video, little practice. Day 3, it's going to unlock every day. So you cannot go through this thing 0 to 100. I didn't design it like that. Ain't no microwave healings around here. I don't know who telling people that it is a microwave healing. Nah, I'm very honest. I'm very straight up. Ain't no such thing as no microwave healing. No, that's not possible. That's not possible. So my daughter, she will be gone 6 years, right? November will be 6 years. So they say that time heals. It's been 6 years, almost 6 years. I'm not healed. I'm not healed. Time to heal it all. Time heal all pains. Time heal all wounds. No, it don't. Time don't heal. What time does, it teaches you how to be more loving, more caring, more kind, more compassionate, more aware. It teaches you how to enjoy the moments. It teaches you how to make memories. It teaches you how to pick up the phone when your kid's calling and getting on your nerves. And you know what? Hey, what's up, baby? How you doing? Hey, mama, what you doing? Yeah, because your kids get on your nerves and they drive you crazy. But me losing my second oldest kid, it taught me how to be more patient with my other children and to talk to them. Whatever they need, I'm there. Not saying that I wasn't there before, but I'm just saying it's teaching me how to be more of what I was already and not be on autopilot and take it for granted that my kids is going to be there. No, you got to create memories. You got to. You got to create memories. You got to live in the moment. You got to forgive yourself. You got to go enjoy the vacation. Or whatever you want to do, enjoy it. Stop trying to live for the present, the future. So, because to me, it's no future. A lot of people are, what do you mean ain't no future? I say each moment that you have is your present. Each step that you take is your present. You can't step back. You can only step forward. It already lived itself. So I don't think there's a future. I think there's a present. Be present in your moments. Love on somebody. Love on somebody. Love on somebody. Do yourself a favor and stop being stuck. Do yourself a favor and start working on yourself. Do yourself a favor and start healing yourself. You owe that to you. Because can't nobody do that for you. Can't nobody do that for you. Can't nobody heal you but you. Can't nobody heal you but you. Can't nobody heal you but you. Not your mama, not your daddy, not your sister, not your brother, your aunts, uncles, your cousin, your grandmama, granddad. Can't nobody heal you but you. Can't nobody heal you but you. Let that sit there for a second. And that's why I'm on here advocating a clarity reset. Like I said, a reset and a restart, that's two different things. A restart means you finna do that thing over and over again on autopilot. Oh, it didn't work. Let me do it again. Let me do it again. I'm gonna do it again. Why am I not getting the desired outcome? That's a restart. That's a restart. So a reset, let me get it right. Restart means you're doing something over and over again with no outcome. You're getting the same outcome. That's a restart. You just restart over. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. Why is this not working? That's a restart. Reset. What a reset is, being aware, slowing down, making strategic, intentional decisions. That's what a reset is. A reset goes, this not working. This ain't working for me. So you're going to sit down, slow down, be aware, and you're going to come up with a strategic plan. You're going to ask yourself some questions. Well, why is this not working? What do I need to do to make sure I get this to be a desired outcome? That's what a restart is. A reset is. So reset, you're just slowing down, being strategic enough to come up with some answers and some questions so you can make some intentional, clear decisions. That is a reset. So, but like I said, a lot of people, they confuse restarting. So I want you guys to have a reset. That means figure out what's going on with you. Sit down, pause, and come up with some clear decisions, some intentional decisions. Because you can fix anything. Mostly anything you can fix. You can. That's if you put the hard work in. But like I said, I'm not going to get on here and tell you that things are going to be instant and microwavable. That's a lie. We're not going to lie. We don't have time to play games. Only thing we have time to do is put the work in so that we can become a better person. Excuse me. That's just kind of like, say that you're a single person, right? So you single, somebody trying to talk to you. And you've been talking to this person for, just say, a week. You've been talking to this person for a week. But because you have got you the clarity reset system, and you know what your ABCs is, your awareness before clarity, and you have started putting in the work to heal yourself, you can decipher if this person is for you or against you. Are you going to be with this person? Are you not going to be with this person? You're going to start looking at that person's patterns. See, you're going to be aware. You're going to see, you can't unsee what you see. You're going to start looking at that person's patterns. You like, oh, I've been talking to this person for a week. They really don't text me. They really don't call me. I'm aware. Okay, so you still talking to this person for a week. They ain't made a date yet. They ain't made no plans with you yet. But they'll text you every now and again and call you every now and again. And because you are a healed person now, you go and look at it. You like, why am I allowing this person to give me breadcrumbs, the bare minimum? Why am I allowing this person to cross my boundaries? So you're going to be able to pick up on that quicker and sooner. You're not going to drag yourself through another week of trying to kick it with this person. So to me, in the first week, this person shows you who they is. A person shows you who they are. But you have to be aware, and you have to see, and you have to pick up on it. Because if you're not healed, you're going to have another person going through the same patterns, just a different face. And it's so crucial and it's so important to become aware. Not only become aware, because it just don't stop at being aware. You got to sit down and pause with it. And then you can make a decision. So awareness and pausing and having clarity, that can save your life. That can help you out. That right there, that'll help you out. Because if you don't do those things, you're going to repeat the same old stuff. And if you're sick and tired of repeating the same old stuff, overthinking, and staying stuck in the same old patterns, I want you to click that link in my bio and get you the Clarity Reset System. Like I said, it's $97. And you're going to do some work. 14 days of work. 14 days of pausing. 14 days of sitting down. 14 days of asking yourself the hard questions. 14 days of putting in the work. And if you don't think you are valuable enough to spend $97 to sit down and get you together, then you're going to continue to stay stuck. You know, I think the best investment that a person could make is investing in themselves. Okay? The best investment a person can make is investing in themselves. You can go get you a pair of Nikes all day. You can go get that perfume all day. You can go get that purse all day. But when it comes to doing that work on yourself, oh, baby, you running. You running. You running. You running. You running. You got your track shoes on. You running. Somebody, you try to be in a relationship. And I just did a video on a little while ago. And I said, before you get into a committed relationship, ask this person 3 things. I think one of the questions was, what is the healthiest memory that you had with your parent or parents in their relationship? The second one was, what is your unhealthiest memory of your parent or parents when they were in a relationship? Then the next question was, how do you think those healthy or unhealthy memories have impacted your relationships that you're in now? See, this is called the hard work. This is called asking questions. Because ain't no sense in you being in a relationship with somebody who had these crazy memories about their parents. You know, my dad beat my mom. Okay, that's kind of crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's something for you to listen to and pay attention to. And the reason why I'm saying that's crazy, I was raised up in that. My stepdad beat on my mom. I went through that. I was raised with that. By the time I got in my 20s, I really didn't understand why I was so mean and why I would fight real quick. Because for me, that was protection. That's the only way I knew. If somebody raised their voice to me or talked crazy to me, I felt threatened. I didn't know that was a trigger. I did not know. I wasn't aware of that. All I knew, that was protection for me. So going through things like that, you have to figure out what your triggers are. You have to. You have to be aware and don't ignore what's going on with you. Not only see it, feel it. You ever been around a person and you get really uncomfortable And you like, why every time I go around this particular person, I feel weird? See, that's feelings. You got to feel it too. Not only see it, you got to feel it too. And when you feel it or see it, you have to act on it. That means you sit down and you take a chill pill and you pause. Why do I feel crazy why I'm around Karen all the time? Why do I feel weird when I'm around Tommy all the time? You have to sit down and start asking some questions. What is it about Tommy that makes me feel uneasy? What is it about Karen that makes me feel uneasy? What is Karen or Tommy doing that's making me feel uneasy? And then you have to sit with that. Sit with that. Do the hard work. That's what I'm telling you. Do the hard work. Ain't nothing over here easy. Ain't nothing easy. So if you think you're going to get easy in this lifetime, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. If you think you're going to get easy, ain't nothing easy. You got to put the work in. Not only, like I said, put the work in, you got to be strategic about how you putting that work in. You got to be strategic about how you putting the work in. You just can't be making decisions just to make decisions. No, that's autopilot. That's craziness. That's restarting. You doing the same stuff over and over again without thinking. That's a restart. That's craziness. But I want you to have a reset. A reset is the best thing you guys can do for your life, is to sit down, be aware, slow down. What you can do for your life is to sit down, be aware, slow down. That's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. Start your life on the right track by having a reset. Have some intentional decisions. Figure out what your triggers are. Do you got some traumas? Figure them out and sit with them and quit running from them. You running from your problems like you a track star. You running so fast from your problem like you a track star. Who winning, the problems or you? I think you winning because the track star portion. I think them problems, they ain't winning. They couldn't be winning because you trying to outrun them problems. So who winning? But sometimes it be a tie to where you and your problems is tied. Y'all at a tie. Ain't no winners. Ain't no winners. So that's when you say, hey, well, I guess we finna sit down and we finna work some stuff out. We finna figure it out. That's all I need y'all to do is to pause. Take a chill pill. Take a chill pill. So I just need you guys to be better than what you are right now. Because if you're tired, like I said, of overthinking, that this is always bad. Everything is not going to work for me. And I'm tired of things not working. And why would I start this? Why would I want to do this? It's not going to work. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. I'm going to fail. People are going to talk about me. People are going to call me stupid. I'm going to fail. Why would I even try to start the business? Why would I even try to buy the house? Why? Why? Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. You're hurting yourself. You overthinking. It's a pattern. Break the cycle. Break the pattern. Stop it. Stop it. Stop hurting yourself. Stop hurting you. If you're not going to let nobody else hurt you, why would you hurt you? If you're not going to let anybody else hurt you, why would you hurt yourself? I asked my son this a couple weeks ago. I said, son, the relationship that you in right now, I said, if your relationship stayed the same as it is right now over the next 5 years, would you be okay with that? And my son said, no. He said, I wouldn't be okay with my relationship if it stayed like this over the next 5 years. So that's my question to y'all. If you stayed the same way that you are right now, over the next 5 years, would you be happy with you? I mean, if you ain't putting no work in, investing in yourself, changing your thinking, being strategic about your thoughts, making clear decisions, would you be okay? I mean, not putting no work in. Would you be okay with you if you didn't put no work in yourself right now for the next 5 years? Would you be happy with you? Would you be happy with you? And if that answer is no, like I'm saying, click that link in my bio, Clarity Reset System, and get that system and start working on yourself. Because can't nobody work on you but you. That's all I want you to understand. Can't nobody help you but you. Can't nobody put the work in but you. Can't nobody lose the weight but you. Can't nobody stop overthinking but you. If you got to go to somebody else and ask them about you, you already losing. Don't nobody know you better than you know yourself. Don't nobody know you better than you. Even your mama. Even as parents, we know our children. We know our children. We pretty much know what y'all gonna do. We your parent. We your parents. But outside of your mama, your daddy, don't nobody know you outside of you better than you. So I want you to be better. I want you to be a better individual. I want you to have the best outcomes. I want you to be strategic. I want you to have a clarity reset. I want you to be the best. But the only way you're going to be the best is you put the hard work in. And some of us are allergic to hard work. And that's straight up facts. That's straight up facts. That's straight up facts. We don't want to do that. We want to stay the same. We want to stay familiar. We want to stay in comfort. So when the last time being comfortable got you the thing that you wanted to have? When is the last time comfortable got you the thing that you wanted to have? These some real questions, y'all. These real questions. I don't come on here talking crazy. I talk facts. I talk truth. You say you want the house. I'm tired of living in this apartment. I want a house. So what you gonna do? Huh? You're tired of living in this apartment, you want a house. You're tired of living in this apartment and you want a house. You done said that 1,000 times to yourself. I'm so sick of living in this apartment. I'm so sick of these people that's around this complex. I'm so sick of seeing trash all over. What is wrong with these people? But you're comfortable with that. You so comfortable with that. You keep saying that you're aware of it. Just because you're aware of it and you're not doing anything, that's craziness. You're aware of it and you're not doing anything. You're aware of it. You're avoiding it. You're avoiding what you're seeing because it's the truth. You're tired of the apartment. It's too small for you. You're tired of the people. You're tired of hearing all the kids outside of the apartment complex. You're tired of seeing the trash. You're tired of hearing people argue. You're tired of that. But you stay. But you stay. But you stay. And you tell yourself, no, it's okay. This is the only thing I can afford. It's okay. So you lying to yourself. You lying to yourself. It's not okay with you. It is not well with your soul. It is not well with your system. It is not well. It is not well. But you keep saying, I want a house. I want to buy me a house. So here's the facts. You want to buy a house. You got the job. You've been on the job for 2 years. Your credit is okay. You done saved up a little cash. Enough for a down payment. So you on point. But you talk yourself out of going to get the house. Why? Because you're comfortable and you're scared. You don't think you're going to be able to pay the mortgage. So you're paying your rent. So what's the difference? You're paying your rent, but you're scared to pay a mortgage. See, it's your house. Once you buy that house, life changed for you. You get to have a whole house to yourself without kids, without trash, without arguments, without fights. You get a whole house If you make a strategic decision and say, hey, I believe that I can buy this house. I got the credit. I got the job history. I got the $5,000 put up. I can get the house. But like I said, you talk yourself out of the house. So that's a pattern. That's some things you need to be aware of. Because I want you to live a fruitful life. I want you to live a joyful life. But the only way that you can do that if you have a reset, a clarity reset, to get clear on what's going on with you. Get clear on sitting down. Get clear on having a strategy and making intentional decisions so you can have a better life. Clarity reset. 14-day clarity reset system. You take 14 days to sit down, ask yourself some questions, and come up with some clear decisions. So when somebody get to talking crazy, somebody disrespects you, they cross the line on your boundaries, you know how to respond. Instead of going on autopilot, clapping out, yapping out, you'll be able to sit down and say, hey, this is not working for me. Let me make a strategic decision on how I want to interact with you. You got a decision. You have a decision. You can make a decision on how you want to interact with somebody and interact with a situation. Even if it's a job. Hey, I don't like this job. I don't like the people at the job. I think the bosses is crazy. They're not strategic. And you start making a plan. You are aware. Then you start making a plan. Okay, I'll say within the next 3 months, you start making a plan. You are aware. Then you start making a plan. Okay, I'll say within the next 3 months, I'll be going to be gone from this job. So you're going to sit down and you're going to get your resume together and you're going to start shopping you a new job. And guess what's going to happen? Because you became aware that you don't like this job, you sit down and you pause, you thought about it, you asked yourself some questions, you came up with a clear, strategic, intentional decision that I'm finna get up out this job. You're not just going to walk away from your job unless you got money stacked up and saved. But if you don't have money stacked up and saved like that, you're going to make you a strategic, intentional decision and strategy on how to come up out that job. Because a lot of people don't like their job and they get mad. And they just quit the job. And next thing you know, you like, dang, I done quit my job. I ain't even got no money to pay my bills for next month. No, I don't want you to do that. I want you to have a reset. I want you to have a clarity reset. I want you to learn how to have a clarity reset. So you just don't be doing stuff on autopilot. You just be doing stuff over and over again that's not working for you. So this is what I'm saying, guys. You got it. I know 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 that you can be better than what you're allowing yourself to be. I give you permission today to forgive yourself. I give you permission to love yourself. I give you permission to set stronger boundaries for yourself today. I give you permission to be the best person that you can be. Go ahead. You can do it. You can do anything. You can do anything. You can do anything. But if you keep overthinking and feeling stuck and talking yourself out of a better life, you are doing yourself a disservice. You are doing yourself a disservice. So, guys, I wouldn't be on here if I did not believe that this clarity reset system did not work. So before I get off here, we're going to say one more time so you can get understanding. Restarting. If you restart something, that means you're going to start it over and over again. You're going to start doing the same thing. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. So you're on autopilot. You're doing it over and over again. That's restarting, because you don't have a clear direction. You ain't made no decisions. You just restarting up. You're going to get the same outcome. Resetting. A reset is being aware, slowing down, making some clear, intentional, strategic decisions. That's a reset. So I want you guys to understand nothing is going to change until you change. And once you aware of it and you can see it, you can start to sit down, ask yourself some questions, and come up with a clear decision. ABC, awareness before clarity. And just because you went through the ABC method and you got clarity, now you have to practice the clarity. That means every day, you're going to have to do that work on you. Every day, you're going to have to sit down, ask yourself questions, and you're going to make that into and turn that into a habit, to where you have a new habit now. You have a new pattern of sitting down and asking yourself questions so you can make some clear decisions. So that is the clarity reset system. Slowing down, being aware, and making some clear, intentional decisions. So I'm going to get ready to get off here, guys, but I want you guys to go to my link in the bio. Hit it. You say, I need that clarity reset system. I need that $97. I need to do them 14 days. I need to figure out why I'm stuck. I need to figure out why I'm overthinking so I can slow myself down, so I can make some clear decisions. So, all right, guys, I love y'all. Y'all have a great day today. You can do anything but fail, but you got to put some hard work in. And this is not no game. Working on you is not a game. That means you dedicated and you committed to being the best version of yourself.